following day, Nino and I met with some of your associates.
Okay, gentlemen.
Fabio Clemente, Tommaso Raffaele, Gino Alfredo.
Franco sends his best wishes and thanks you all for being here. In a minute, that door's going to open and Signora Riccardi is going to enter. Some of you know her already, Nino, obviously. Some of you have yet to meet her. Listen to what she has to say. If you want to ask a question or make a comment, feel free to do so. Introduce yourself and... Oh, please, Franco would appreciate no cursing.
Gentlemen. This is obviously a strange position. I can't pretend to know much about business. Any business. Franco believes he can still do a lot from Poggioreale. That said, he needs someone to be in charge for the day-to-day running of the company. Franco's given that responsibility to me.
What?
Your father appointed me.
That's bullshit!
Listen to what I have to say, but...
Neo.
Apologies. It's been an emotional time. I understand you may have concerns. Of course I do. These have been difficult days for you as well as me. I understand that. This is a crucial time. I just want to help Franco. And of all of us, I will be allowed most access to him.
If we don't show a unified front now, immediately, 100%, everything we have created over the years will come tumbling down. The world out there is watching to see if we stand or fall, and if we fall, our rivals will show no mercy. You know that. Will Franco be safe in Poggioreale if we don't stand together? No, not for a day. We can make life bearable for him in there, but only if we're strong. Only if everybody knows that any transgression against him will be met in kind. Signora Riccardi does not want her husband to be found hanging in his cell a week before his trial. Do you understand?
The idea had not remotely occurred to me, but now it did.
Dark clouds are gathering. Our rivals are going to do everything they can to undermine us. They already have. We need to stand firm. For everyone's continued success and prosperity and well-being, we need to stay united. Accept Franco's decision and support Signora Riccardi.
There were no objections. A few days later, they transferred you to the maximum security prison in Sardinia and solitary confinement. There would be no further visits for a while. The attempt to win your cooperation had begun.
We're talking to State Prosecutor Marisa Piranesi about her campaign against the Camorra. Aren't you scared?
Of course. I think we're all afraid of death, and perhaps I live with that fear more than a lot of people. But I'm well protected. My freedom is curtailed, let's put it that way.
Are you married?
No. I couldn't take the risk. My husband would never be safe. And I won't have children for the same reason.
That's quite a sacrifice.
It is what it is. That's the world I live in, thanks to the Camorra.
Don't go away. We'll be back after the break.
They make me laugh, these women. They talk the talk, but can they walk the walk? Hey, Sal.
Be careful what you say.
Come on, what? Got to be scared of my mother now.
Your mother is fulfilling your father's wishes. Do you understand?
Come on, Sal. Give me a break, be honest.
It's your father's decision. If you don't like it, talk to him.
We're back with State Prosecutor Marisa
Yeah, maybe
Piranesi.
I will.
Your mother was a remarkable woman, wasn't she? One of the first female bodyguards for Judge Masha.
That's right.
Can you tell us what happened to her?
She was murdered by the Camorra when I was 5, when their car exploded.
She shouldn't have been working. Should have been at home looking after you instead of trying to mix it with men in the real world.
Nino was going off the rails. With you in prison and out of Naples, Nino was going out of his way to pump himself up, to boost his image in the neighborhood. The prestige he'd taken for granted all his life was suddenly diminished now that I was running things. His mother. People didn't nod and smile so readily. Suddenly his jokes weren't quite as funny. He started boasting he would kill Piranesi, saying he'd wipe out Emilio Dante's family.
Watch this space, all right? Just watch.
Emilio Dante's brother, who'd never been involved in anything and sold cheap pens to tourists on the street, tried to kill himself because he heard Nino was coming for him. Emilio Dante's wife yet again pleaded to be left in peace and safety. I give you my word, I do. No one will harm you or your family. What would you have said or done? I honestly don't know.
Are you insane?
Maybe. Let me think about it and get back to you.
You're going to kill Marisa Piranesi.
It was just a joke.
You think it's funny? Threatening to kill a state prosecutor. Do you not understand the simplest thing?
Come on.
Oh, Nino, for goodness sakes. It's called conspiracy to murder.
Hey, as if I would.
Am I going to have to visit you now in Poggioreale?
All right.
Don't you understand? You think just because they've got your father behind bars, that's the end of it? It's not. It's the start. The start! Look at me. I need you to calm down. You can't be making waves like this. We need to calm it down.
Calm it down. Can it get any calmer? The old man's in God knows where because of some lying, treacherous cretin who should rot in hell. And what are we doing? Calming it down! Being discreet, being model citizens.
Yes, that's right.
They need to know.
Who?
The Caporino.
What?
They need to know there's still a man in town.
I don't believe it. Oh, listen to me.
Oh, why? Why? Because you're the boss? I'm embarrassed on your behalf. I am. Do you think people respect you? You're just a go-between. You don't know anything. You married a powerful man. End of.
Right.
What? Go to my room? Miss supper until I say I'm sorry?
Where are you going?
I'm moving out.
Sal, it's me. We need to get Nino out of Naples.
He isn't going to like it.
He doesn't have to like it. He just has to go.
Where? Do you have any preferences?
Out of Italy. Probably out of Europe.
How's his English? We've established ties in Toronto.
It's good. He's fluent.
Okay. Then I'd say Toronto.
Does he need a visa, all of that? How long would that take?
No, that's no problem. I can sort that out in 24 hours, less.
Okay, then make it Toronto.
I'm sure they'll be flattered. How are you going to break it to him?
I'm not sure. Perhaps it needs to come from Franco.
We can't get to speak to Franco. Not for another week.
We can't wait that long. Set it up, I'll talk to him.
Caterina, I need you to be prepared. I had a package from the prosecutor's office. You'll be getting a copy of it soon.
The package came from Marisa Piranesi. It was a transcript of Emilio Dante's confession, with a note.
Read it, Signore Riccardi. Don't turn a blind eye a moment longer, I implore you. Wake up. You owe it to your family.
At first I could barely focus on the words. It was a journey into hell. My name is Emilio Dante.
I started working for Raffaele Riccardi when I was 17. I liked him. He was old school. His son, Franco, I wasn't so keen on. I obeyed him, of course, but I don't know. I didn't feel that same connection. I didn't like the way he was trying to modernise the business. I did my first real job for Franco in 1989. Franco was out of town that week. He was up in Florence or someplace. A guy named Vicente had been bad-mouthing him, talking bullshit, saying the Riccardi were full of it. I don't know what his problem was, but we had to put a stop to that. We took our time with this guy, and Franco took a real interest. He called us about 6 times that night, I think, to see how we were getting on. We burned his body in the incinerator at the back of the restaurant. It was May the 25th, 1989. I remember the date because it was Padre Pio's birthday.
Oh my God.
Then there was Robbie Camilleri.
This was a crime that shocked the nation. Even I knew about it. Even I, who never read the papers or watched the news. I prayed you weren't mixed up in this.
He was 20, 21. A likeable kid, not mixed up in our thing whatsoever. But his father was about to sell us out, and Franco couldn't allow that. So we tried to put some pressure on him. That was a mess. That didn't turn out so well.
The body of Robbie Camilleri was today found near Scampia. He had been missing from his home for 7 weeks.
No, no, no. Hello?
Hey, it's me.
Franco.
I couldn't sleep.
You couldn't sleep?
No. Do you still love me?
What?
Do you still love me? Are you there?
Yes.
Say something.
Do you remember the night you hit the deer?
What?
It was Antonella's birthday.
Yes. Sure I do.
After you'd hit the deer, after you dragged it off the road, did you turn the car radio on or off?
What?
I'm just wondering what kind of music you'd play.
I can't remember. I've no idea.
Why didn't you come home that night?
What? I've no idea. Some business thing. Listen, sweetie, I've got to go.
Yes, me too.
I love you.
I found out later our phones were tapped, but by then I didn't care.